guys, this is Sarah, and yep, I'm outside. I just recorded my reaction video, which was crazy. Anyway, sorry about the angle. This is the only place I can put my phone. And Mother Nature has decided to hate me today because there's a ton of wind, so I'm sorry about that. This is what happens when you try to assimilate to the outdoor culture. I don't even know if that made sense. Anyway, so here's the latest news that's been happening in the past couple days. So basically March 25th was a couple days ago, and that was the big day. Not only did Zayn's album come out, but it was also the day that we were all expecting some drama to go down because the RBB Bears were basically warning us that this would be a big day. So nothing really happened except for one thing, and that was that TMZ posted a video basically being douchebags. Like, when I watched the video, I had no problem with it. It was basically them coaxing us with the whole One Direction secrets and the Larry thing, and then the end of the video just bothered me because they gave us no answer. But I'm just happy that they even gave us a video and they even promoted the whole Larry thing. But anyway, let's get into more detail. This is, oh my god, TMZ talks about if Larry is real and about the baby being fake. It says the TMZ Larry and Babygate video was on March 25th, just like the RBB pic advised us. And then finally to the TMZ tweet. It says, so One Direction and Louis Tomlinson fans are skeptical of Louis' baby. TMZ investigates Babygate. So basically it was that guy talking the whole time. He went around in the video talking to all his co-workers about it. He asked, oh, do you know about Larry? Do you know if Larry is real? Do you know about Babygate? And basically, just like we expected, everybody there, including him, acted like they didn't know what Larry was, they didn't know what Babygate was, which was a shocker because all of their articles talked about Larry and Babygate. They know what it is, they're playing dumb, and they purposely ended their video acting clueless. They didn't give us any information. But this is the good thing that came out of the video. It actually is drawing more attention to Larry because under the video, there's actually polls saying, who do you ship more? Do you ship like Louis and Briana? Do you think the baby is real or fake? Or do you think Larry is real? And here were the stats. It says, your thoughts, is Larry real? 98% says Larry's real, 1% said it was fake. And it says, your thoughts on Babygate being real or fake? 7% said Babygate is real, and 92% said Babygate is fake. Not even that. Babygate created a whole playlist dedicated to Babygate and if Larry was real. And this is what I was saying before. This is going to promote Larry a lot more, and I think this is their plan. Every person who goes on the TMZ website now will see this Larry and Babygate playlist. And there's a lot of people who go on the TMZ website who have no idea about this, so they're drawing attention to it intentionally. Also, speaking of March 25th, this was also the day that people were saying that One Direction would no longer be a part of Modest, and a lot of people were saying that this would finally be the day that Louis and Harry might follow each other on social media. I'm not sure if that's happened yet, because if it did, social media would be going wild. Some person went on One Direction's website and they said that One Direction are no longer a part of Modest. They don't see their logo anymore. It says Psycho Music 2016 Sony Music Entertainment. So I hope this is a legit thing because so many people have gone on One Direction's website before and have said, oh, they're not a part of Modest anymore, and then after that someone found that they actually still were. Here's another big topic that's regarding Louis. Okay, so about a couple days ago we saw Louis out looking great in yellow, by the way. But you know, he was out, obviously in public. He had his baby stroller with his baby, and a lot of people were really suspicious about this. They were like, okay, one, this baby is only like a couple months old. It should not be like exposed to the environment. It could get disease. Like, I don't know. I just think that this baby should be more inside. I feel like whenever they have Freddie, it's like outside. But that wasn't the thing. People were wondering why Louis would pick the most publicized spot to roll his baby around. Like, usually when celebrities have a baby, they want to keep that child secure because they're famous. Like, anybody could get a hold of that baby's documents or the baby in general. That's what happens when you're famous. You have to protect your baby even more. So the fact that Louis is as famous as he is, and he's like rolling that baby around in a very public area, like some mall complex, I just find it funny why he would pick the most like crowded area where there's like a ton of people. It's like he wanted to be seen. Now, some people were saying, oh, it wasn't a pap walk, it was just fans taking pictures, but really, I think it was a mix. I think some were fan pictures and some were high quality pap photos. You cannot convince me that this wasn't planned. Also, a lot of people were saying that the baby in the stroller looked like it wasn't even moving, like there was no facial expression and there was no movement, as I said. So a lot of people are still thinking that Freddie is in fact a doll and Louis is just pushing around this fake baby in a stroller. A lot lot of people have also been comparing Freddie to other babies that they've seen, and they're like, oh, they look the same. But I agree with these people. When I saw the pictures of Freddie in the baby stroller, I didn't see any movement with that baby. I know it wasn't a video, it was just pictures, but you would think that the baby would be like crying or yawning or something. Like, is it asleep? Because that baby had no life to it. This person says, nothing says privacy like taking your baby out for a walk in a busy shopping center where you know you'll be spotted. This person says, Louis was in front from where he was yesterday. I wonder if they tried yesterday to be seen and there was no pics, so they tried again. And remember that man saying Louis was with the baby or something? No one took a picture, so they came back. So I didn't know about this. This person's saying that Louis was in that exact area the day before, and maybe he was like with the baby or something, and they realized that they got no pictures, so they're like, okay, that wasn't successful, we have to do it again so people know, we get attention for it. And if that's the fact, like if that's true, then this is totally fake. This person says, I bet Louis didn't even buy anything at the mall, he just wants to be seen so bad. Also, another big topic, there was a recent article that came out of Simon Cowell discussing the boys' hiatus and their break. Now everyone knows that One Direction are going on an 18-month break because that's what they stated, but now Simon Cowell is saying in these media sources that in fact One Direction are probably just going to be breaking up. Like, he doesn't know when they're coming back, like the boys will come back when they're ready, and that might be more than 18 months. So it's really confusing. He's basically contradicting everything, and they made a pledge to come back, but Simon's basically saying it's going to be like a forever break. So Simon says, I don't know if it's a hiatus or a breakup. It says Simon admitted One Direction were a nightmare to work with in the early stages of their career in an interview with Billboard magazine. Now, I don't even understand why they would open up with that statement, because I don't even think that's true. It says, despite the success of the band, Simon said it will be the group's decision if and when they decide to return. He said, I don't know if it's a hiatus or a breakup, to be honest. In a weird way, I don't want to know. They'll decide when they want to come back together. And people are thinking that Simon is giving up on the boys, which clearly sounds like it to me. But you know what it sounds like to me? It doesn't sound like One Direction are quitting the music industry. It sounds like they're just quitting on Simon, which is actually good news. So One Direction aren't breaking up, they're just breaking up from Simon. Also, someone went on One Direction's Wikipedia page and they saw that the members of the band were Niall, Liam, and Louis, and the past members says Zayn and Harry. So I know anybody can fake these pages, but it's literally saying like Harry quit the band. But that's not true, because I think Harry would have said something about it, and it's just not practical. This is totally fake. I mean, there's been so many rumors of Harry going solo, wanting to quit, but as I said before, I think they're doing solo projects, but them as a band isn't like splitting yet. It's not their time. Harry recently posted an Instagram photo, obviously in black and white, and he made his hands look like a W, and obviously it was for the saving water thing, but a lot of people were hooking it to Wellington. Before I knew that it was about the water thing, I thought it would be about Wellington too, but I'm like, no, it's not. It's about saving water. I can't wait till Harry posts the color picture. And lastly, what I'd like to talk about is Fizzy's Snapchat. So Fizzy recently had this Snapchat video of like her and Doris and Ernest, and they were basically just at Louis' mom's house, and people claim that they heard Louis and Harry in the background. Like you can hear Harry saying a few words to Louis' mom. I watched the video and I heard someone that sounds like Harry's voice, but we really don't know. It could have been anybody. You can't just tell by a few words. But some people were speculating, and they said, are Louis and Harry back in London for the twins' birthday? So a lot of people thought that obviously Louis and Harry would be in the same room together celebrating the twins' birthday. But as much as I would like Louis and Harry to be hanging out, I don't think Harry was there. I think we're just hearing another guy's voice. This person says, do some Larrys seriously think that it was Harry's voice in Fizzy's Snapchat video yesterday when it could literally be Dan or Lottie's boyfriend or literally any other male? Why would Harry be hanging out with Louis' family when Louis was literally seen at a bookstore in California today? As far as we know, both Harry and Louis are still in or near LA. So this person's being more practical or logical about it. They're saying that Louis and Harry are in LA together, but it doesn't mean that they were like in the same room in the Snapchat. So there's many point of views and you're entitled to your own. And here's a quick recap of just everything going on. So they said Zayn's interview proves Modest had control over aspects of the boys' lives. Richard L. for Vanity Fair shades in his article about Harry and Louis not wanting beards anymore. Unreality TV headlines Harry and Louis' names for a piece about financial matters, not really concerning them. Jay posts a photo from home but tags Louis, and Louis rumored to be in LA. So some of the things mentioned in that list I actually talked about in a couple of videos ago, but some I didn't, so I'll probably mention them in the next video. And obviously they'll be in more detail. I hope you guys are enjoying Zayn's album, and please buy it. Don't illegally download it. I support Zayn, and you guys should too. So anyway, I make a video whenever I want, so like and subscribe. All my social media is down in the description, and I'll see you guys later. Bye. Nobody can drag me down.